here because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you look at the next-gen stats, you'll see that he topped out at an even 21 miles an hour. Matt Gay on for the extra point. And that one gives the Bucks a 7-0 lead. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback.
25-yard line.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. On the ground is Saquon Barkley. And right away he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. He's going to have to shake out the cobwebs. First time he touches the football, and he drops it on the ground.
So many times we talk about quarterbacks and taking care of them early to get them in the flow with safe throws, right? But with a runner, there is no such thing as a safe run, right? Right out of the gate, you're going to be in some traffic. Got to take care of the ball, and he didn't do that.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short. Now the 3rd-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Ronald Jones with touchdown number 8 on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Taken in the end zone. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback. Saquon Barkley and the Giants offense set to kick off their next drive. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. 1 carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball, got a full game ahead of him, hand it to him again, see if they can start to produce.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
At the 25-yard line.
Now Jones. It's complete to Golden Tate. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they get
another
the
fumble.
They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Brady. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Brady gives this one off to Jones. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Shotgun now for Brady. Airing this one out for Evans. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Brady to throw for it on 4th down. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the first down conversion. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14, Giants nothing.
Play action. Now Brady. That's complete to his running back, Evans. And they'll get
I don't know why they keep saying running back.
Another 18-yard gain. They had 18 on the previous snap as well. Tom Brady, of course, a member of the Bucs now, but it was these Giants who were his Super Bowl nemesis. Twice they were able to take down Brady's Pats in Super Bowls 42 and 46. Brady now on first down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin. That'll bring up 2nd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
A quick hitter complete. It's Evans. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6.
Brandon, how about that reaction there from a defensive end? Able to recognize the screen pass trying to happen, broke off his pass rush, and then get back to tackle the running back. That's a very athletic and intelligent play. Reminds me of you working out and seeing that the treadmill's open and getting there before anyone else.
See, I know you're just patronizing me right now. Everybody knows at home that that is nothing but a shot at me, and I'll take it, absorb it, and we'll move on. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback. New York ready to go again offensively. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive with a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
On 2nd and 9, Jones over the middle, complete to Tate. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Tate. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 35. 15 yards there for number 15.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Throwing again. Jones. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Jones. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. 3 yards all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. 2nd time he's fumbled in this game. Fortunate for him, this one goes out of bounds.
And the key for him now is how much equity have you built up with your coaching staff? How much equity have you built up with your team to continue to get opportunities? Fortunate that one went out of bounds, saved him from a turnover. Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Throw left side complete. That's McCoy. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. From midfield, here's Brady. Looking downfield for Godwin. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chris Godwin, as the first half is winding down. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, Next Gen Stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour.
The kickoff for Tampa Bay.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this carries into the end zone.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. 13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on first down.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL.
Bradley Pinion, the kickoff for Tampa Bay.
The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over.
And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, He ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Catch made by Slayton. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
A great return there of 22 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. Looking downfield for Godwin. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. To throw again, Brady. And this is incomplete.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give them 25 yards. So 1st and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And oh, look at the catch by Gronkowski. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Well, we know he has pretty good hands on display there. In fact, he only needed one of them.
Yeah, nowadays, all these receivers work on this, right? They do the one-handed catches off the machine in practice. They do it with their quarterbacks. They do it contested.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Chris Godwin, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And this Buccaneer offense, they're running away with this one.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and that will extend this big lead. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. On the return, Corey Ballantyne. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They throw again on 2nd down. This one's complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. From the gun, Jones. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Matt Weil now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at about the 14. Uses the spin. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from...
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. Ronald Jones 77 yards. And this Buccaneer offense is running away with this one. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away.
Fielded in the end zone. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback.
And the Giants ready to come out now.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Jones now throwing on first down. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 7 on the year. And it's for pride now, but the Giants do get a bit closer.
Boy, Saquon Barkley, nothing short of electrifying with a football in his hands, and he showed off one of his biggest attributes on that one, and that is his speed.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
And this team continues to stake its claim as Super Bowl favorites. They are now eyeing an 8th straight win as they begin this drive here in the 4th quarter.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Brady's throw on 3rd down there is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Ronald Jones unable to get to that imaginary yellow line. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that, saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are...
And, oh, it'll be intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Meanwhile, the throw by Brady knocked away, incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
They'll run it with Jones. Ronald Jones unable to get to that imaginary yellow line. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the fourth, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right?
And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. The tackle made by Blake Martinez. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Jones. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. 3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And look there, not a good sight. Gronkowski down. And you just hope it's not that knee again. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 23-yard line.
So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for Tampa Bay, they continue to cruise through this first half of the schedule as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign.